Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9, where every local story starts here. Some of our top headlines for the day. Authorities stop a plan to bring drugs into a local jail. Plus, a Richmond man is in jail after throwing a brick at a woman, and a look at the Tasty Tuesday lineup. We've got all the details, all this, and a look at the weather with Sam. And of course, we'll have your sports report with Dawson coming up here today, live at 5. But first, on our WBON TV big story of the day, the Powell County Detention Center officials announced today they successfully thwarted a plot to smuggle drugs into their facility. Inmate Rex White, who has been incarcerated since 2023, allegedly conspired with an outside accomplice, Antoine Ursley of Danville, to sneak contraband into the jail through the transfer section. However, jailer Teddy Lacey uncovered the scheme and swiftly contacted local and state law enforcement authorities. Following Lacey's tip, a vehicle driven by Ursley was pulled over on the Mountain Parkway. A search of the vehicle resulted in his arrest on charges of trafficking in a controlled substance and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. White now faces additional charges of attempting to receive the smuggled drugs within the detention center. These charges come on top of the existing ones for trafficking in methamphetamine, wanton endangerment, and fleeing police. "We're just doing our job," stated Lacey. He emphasized the jail's commitment to both security and rehabilitation. "We don't just house people," he said. "We want to see them change their lives." Lacey praised the cooperation between jail staff and local law enforcement, including Officer Ryan Smith, Lieutenant Ian Morton, Chief Grant Faulkner, Trooper Jordan Barnett, and Sheriff Danny Rogers, who all played a crucial role in the successful arrests. Lieutenant Morton of the Stanton Police Department echoed Lacey's sentiment, highlighting the importance of teamwork in such situations. "We're fortunate to work in an environment where it's a kind and cooperative as it can be. That kind of teamwork makes all the difference, and it did today as well." This is an ongoing story. Of course, we'll let you know as more developments come in. Well, it's Tuesday, and the food trucks are all lined up with a quick preview of what Richmond Parks and Rec's Tasty Tuesday event is looking like today. Here is WBON TV's Gage Hill.
Well, after taking last week off in preparation for the 4th of July festivities, Richmond Parks and Rec is looking forward to hosting another Tasty Tuesdays event. Tonight they have quite the lineup planned. Event goers can expect some of the most delicious food served at Irvin McDowell Park, including offerings from the Chuck Wagon, Comite El Guito, Tolentino's, and Drea's Catfish Bucket. If you have more of a sweet tooth, well, don't worry, because you'll also be spoiled for choice with batter and buttercream cupcakes and Cindy Lou Who Delights. And for the adults in attendance who may be looking for more grown-up menu items, Dreaming Creek Brewery and Chenault Vineyards will also be on site serving some of their favorite drinks. After loading up on tasty treats, head on over to the stage in front of the Irvington House to hear Thick as Thieves as they play some classic rock favorites that are sure to take you back to the days when cassette tapes and vinyl records were all the rage. According to the band, tonight's show will be an acoustic set, so you don't have to worry about things getting too loud. Richmond Parks and Rec says there's free parking available in the EKU Crab Street parking lot, the Irvin McDowell lot, and on nearby streets. For more information on Tasty Tuesdays, you can contact Richmond Parks and Rec at 859-623-8753. You can also contact them by email at parksandrec@richmond.ky.us. Filling in today for Michael Watkins, I'm WBON TV's Gage Hill.
Thanks, Gage, for that look at Tasty Tuesday. Looks like a fun night to head on out. Well, over the past weekend, a Richmond man who threw a brick at a woman was arrested. This past Saturday around 1:30 a.m., an officer was dispatched in response to a reported fight that happened on Madison Avenue. When the police arrived, the man arrived later identified as Dallas Walker was reportedly screaming about being pepper sprayed by his neighbors. According to Walker, he was having an argument with his neighbors about his cousin's dog when those neighbors allegedly went back back into their apartment and then pepper sprayed him and his wife. He told the officer that he was going to fight them and attempted to go onto their apartment. The officer, after multiple warnings, grabbed Walker to prevent him from leaving. In the investigation that followed, the neighbors previously mentioned told police that they were leaving the apartment when Walker aggressively approached them and began to argue. One of the neighbors reportedly stated that Walker then threw a brick at her left arm, injuring her. The officers found that she had abrasions and swelling on that arm. Walker admitted to throwing the brick. He was arrested on charges of second-degree assault and resisting arrest, as he is lodged in the Madison County Detention Center. Well, in a story we've been following here live at 5, a GoFundMe page has now been set up to support Nancy Irwin, who was injured in a shooting and house fire in Madison County Saturday, June the 29th. That fundraiser aims to help her overcome the physical and emotional toll of that tragedy. Irwin was found with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound in a vehicle on the property. Flames engulfing the house initially prevented deputies from entering. Firefighters battled that blaze for several hours due to a lack of nearby hydrants. Sadly, after the fire was extinguished, a body was discovered through a joint effort by deputies, fire crews, and canine units. The identity of the deceased still remains unknown, and the Madison County Sheriff's Office is actively investigating that incident. Well, in honor in London Fire Captain Ricky George was honored for his extraordinary bravery and dedication at a ceremony last night. Captain George risked his own life to save a fellow firefighter during a fire on May the 26th. In recognition of his heroism, he was awarded the prestigious Mayor's Valor Medal. The ceremony was a showcase of support for Captain George. Mayor Randall Weedle, firefighters' families and colleagues, and distinguished guests including David King, Donnie Hale, Trevor Overbay, and Brandon and Brandy Buckner all spoke on his courage and selflessness. Hosted by the City of London and Mayor Weedle, the ceremony served as a tribute to Captain George's remarkable service and to all the brave men and women of the London Fire Department. Their unwavering commitment to protecting the community inspires them all. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break. Another warm day here in the Bluegrass. We've got Sam with a look at those storms moving into the area. That's next.
Hey y'all, it's Josh.
And Greg from Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers.
You know, those giant law firms love to brag about how many billions they've won. But what's important to us is winning the support of our Kentucky community and fighting for justice for our clients.
We are grateful you voted us Best Law Firm in the 2024 Smiley Pete Best of Lexington contest. At Hicks & Funson, you're more than a dollar sign and more than just a number.
So if you've been injured and you prefer local instead of large, call 859-777-7000 or visit honestfearless.com.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in.
We can't wait to see ya.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. A warm day out there. Looks like we've got some storms moving into the area. Here's Sam with the full forecast.
Thanks, Grenolyn, and welcome everybody. We are dealing with the remnants of Beryl right here. That is lifting up to the northeast, and so we still continue to see showers and storms kind of pushing along, and we'll have that threat of some severe weather. Now, one other thing I want to point out, do you notice a little bit of grayness back here? So we've got a trough setting up, big ridge out here, and so our winds kind of coming down out of the northwest eventually, the upper level winds. That's smoke from wildfires up in Canada. And remember, we think we dealt with that a little bit earlier in the year, a couple months ago maybe. It looks to come back here, so we might have that as kind of a weather story, I guess, as we move forward. But for now, we still have the remnants of Beryl. And so that's leading the headlines here with a marginal risk, a slight risk of severe storms to our west. Could have some tornadoes even a little bit farther to the northwest here. So Beryl barreling by, then it's bye Beryl as we go into the day tomorrow. So isolated severe storm, heavy rain possible, and then exiting on our Wednesday night. So we'll be in the low 70s out the door. The winds breezy at times, and they'll turn out of the northwest later on here Wednesday. There's a look at some of the storms. Boom. Get hit right maybe even around midnight or so. And then we just kind of have more clouds, and now the wind's kind of shifting out of the west-northwest a bit. Still breezy, still a chance of an isolated shower out here on Wednesday. And then it's bye-bye Beryl. We'll see that sunshine. I just think it's kind of weird to say bye-bye Beryl. I don't know why. 80 degrees on Wednesday with a few of those isolated storms, not expecting any severe weather. The severe threat is here this evening, and then tomorrow will just be a few spotty showers or maybe an isolated storm. Still a little bit breezy, and then we have that sunshine ridge building to the west, and we might see some wildfire smoke. And that could limit our temperatures by another degree or so. A few isolated storms going into Sunday and possibly Monday and Tuesdays. Notice also how we warm up next week.
Thanks, Sam. And for weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, yesterday, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, former Rowan County High School teacher and coach Andrew Zahiri was sentenced to 22 years in prison on charges of child pornography. In his plea agreement, the 48-year-old Zahari admitted that in 2022, he began an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old student who attended the high school where he worked. He further confessed, court records show, to making sexually explicit images and videos of the student with his cell phone. Moving over to Danville, Danville police have made an arrest in connection with a fatal shooting that occurred back in June. Caleb Burns, 20, was taken into custody on Monday and has been accused of killing Maurice Stitt. The incident took place around 4 a.m. on June the 9th. According to police, Stitt was driving down the road in a pickup truck when multiple shots were fired into his vehicle. He was transported to a local hospital but later died from his injuries. Assistant Police Chief Glenn Doan provided further details, stating Stitt had been traveling on 5th Street when he encountered gunfire that struck his vehicle on multiple times. He was hit and appeared to be trying to flee the area in reverse before he crashed. The investigation is ongoing and police have indicated that additional arrests are expected. Caleb Burns has been booked in the Boyle County Detention Center. He has been charged with murder. Down in Laurel County, Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help with identifying the individuals you see in these photos. These people are suspected to have stolen an orange Honda 350 four-wheeler and 2 steel chainsaws from a location on Marydale Road, about 10 miles east of London. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts or identity of these individuals, you're asked to please contact the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. That phone number 606-864-6600. You can always send an email to the Laurel County's Sheriff's Office at laurelcounty.gov. Any information shared will be kept confidential. The case is being investigated by Deputy Austin Weedle. Well, last night, in an information session hosted by the 12th District Office, Lexington residents discussed the possibility of 2 different solar farms being developed. One upset resident reportedly said, "Why do you want to do this here? Find land somewhere else. We want you gone." One of the solar farms, according to the proposal, will be built in the Haley Road area off of Winchester Road. Silicon Ranch, a privately owned Nashville company, has the ability to purchase nearly 800 acres to build the farm. This would run adjacent on a separate 384-acre land plot with another solar project proposed by East Kentucky Power Cooperative. Another resident said in the meeting regarding the impact on these farms, "You've interrupted agricultural production and the food supply, which feeds the world. You can't eat solar panels or houses." The proposal from Silicon Ranch will first have to pass through the city's Planning Commission, then the Urban County Council. Since East Kentucky Power Cooperative is a public utility, it will have to get approval from the state, and approval both of the city and members of the Fayette Alliance have filed petitions to halt. Brittany Rothmeyer, the executive director of Fayette Alliance, said, "Our biggest concern is if we were to change our policies here in Fayette County to permit industrial scale solar development, we're threatening the integrity of the agricultural rural zone." She went on to say that she's worried about the loss of farmland and what precedents could possibly be set with granting conditional use permits in an agricultural zone. Patrick Mason, who lives near the sites proposed, said, "I support solar, but I wonder why now and why here." Representatives from both the companies reportedly say that they are willing to work with local residents to address their concerns. However, they also say that the locations proposed have both good sun exposure and access to a substation. Nick Comer from EKPC said this is being built to serve Kentucky residents and Kentucky businesses. Another concern raised by residents is what would happen to the land once the solar farm is no longer in use. Representatives from the companies stated that they could show what their plans for decommissioning are and also promised that they would leave the properties better than they found them. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Dawson Roll coming up next with all your latest sports info.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
When the possibility for severe weather is a threat, it pays to have an expert on your side. Kentucky Roofworks and Restoration want you to know that your home is their top priority. When the storms have left you with more questions than answers, Kentucky Roofworks and Restoration is there to walk you through the process and offer free roof inspections and estimates. From wind and hail, fire and smoke damage, commercial and residential. Trust Kentucky Roofworks and Restoration. Like them on Facebook to learn more.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look.
Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach. It's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with a new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Jerry Goebel in Richmond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
At WBON TV 9, you can count on our weather team to keep you up to date with all the latest developments, watches, and warnings.
We're here for you night and day, 24/7, no matter what the weather brings.
WBON TV 9 and our media partner 100.7 The Coyote are dedicated to you. That's why we say when the weather turns extraordinary, so does our coverage.
Get your forecast each weekday during the Live at 5 newscast on WBON TV 9, where every local story starts here.
Welcome back to Live on 5. Live at 5 today on Sports, Dawson Rule has an update on the Kentucky TBT team and moments from EKU football players from last night's sports show. Here's Dawson.
For Tuesday's Sports Report, I will begin with the announcement of it being only 10 days away from the Kentucky basketball alumni TBT team named La Familia playing their first game at Rupp Arena. For those who don't know, the TBT basketball tournament is one where various alumni or pro ballers from around America or overseas get a team together and compete to win a championship. This tournament happens every single summer, and most of the teams are composed of alumni of major colleges who have success in the game of basketball. Teams like Louisville, Dayton, Cincinnati, Houston, and more all have teams nearby playing in the TBT. Tickets are still being sold for Kentucky's opening game and the potential game 2 days later for that Lexington Regional. Now, there's actually a slight contest going on right now in all this, as the Louisville TBT team has currently sold more tickets to their regional in Louisville than the La Familia has over here in Lexington. So UK fans need to rally and pack Rupp Arena, buy some tickets, and support this alumni star players event. And also so we can beat that arch rival, Louisville. Friday, July 19th at 8 o'clock will be the first game. Tickets are still on sale. Throughout this week, I'm going to be showcasing some good sports moments from last night's JVC Sports Show, where we had so many good EKU athletics guests and lots of moments to share. To start today, we had 3 Eastern football players join the panel, and Trey Gooden, Kylan Robinson, and Cam Jr. These are defensive guys who are known to knock some heads while out there, and they will be looking to improve mightily this season after a bottom-of-the-barrel year last year on the defensive side of the ball in terms of yards given up. Let's hear some of what the unit had to say yesterday.
What is it like day to day when you're either in practice or out there on the field for a game? What's the mindset of just being how do you go out there and get your opponent?
Honestly, when I was younger, one of my coaches gave me a great saying that stuck with me, and it's called, just make sure you're always the hammer and not the nail. I feel like being a defensive player, that's pretty much the best explanation of what type of mindset to have, because at the end of the day, being on defense, you have to tackle. Mm-hmm. You gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta hit somebody, and you can't be scared of that contact. So showing up to practice, it really helps me just sharpen that, make sure I'm on point, ready to make my play.
And go ahead, Ken.
No, me personally, I really feel like if you're gonna play defense, you gotta have some type of crazy mindset. You gotta be a crazy person. If you're gonna go out there and hit somebody, go against somebody 300 pounds a day, coming full speed, you gotta have some type of sense of insane. So, playing with the defense, I feel like I go hard every day just to hit somebody, to prepare myself to hit somebody else. I mean, we go against our teammates. We all gonna go crazy just to try to kill each other at the end of the day, but never hurt each other. So I feel like playing defense, you gotta have that little grit in your heart to do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Feel like that way, Trey?
Definitely gotta have some grit, without a doubt. For me, it's hit or be hit, And me not being the biggest frame, I know that I gotta come down and hit. You ask anybody on the team, I'm a hitter. So I say really coming into practice is more like honing my ability, honing my skills, staying focused on technique, craft, stuff like that. And then when it comes down to it, I know I'll come down and make a hit.
Tomorrow, you'll hear more from them. And then on Thursday, you'll hear from A.W. Hamilton, who was our second guest of the show. Trust me, he will get you excited next season for EKU basketball and the team, who's bringing back some key pieces and also bringing in new transfers and freshman players to the program. That's going to conclude sports for today. Later this week, I'm planning on having a surprise story if everything works out, so stay tuned. This is Dawson Rule with Madison County's Sports Report.
Richmond's very own TV station signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland network with classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the Over-the-Air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
Watch The Real McCoys weekdays at 9:30 a.m. on Heartland.
Family known as The Real McCoys.
Watch Laugh-In on Retro TV Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Saturdays at 8.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At Amco Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at Amco, the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And Amco has a longer warranty. Come see us at Amco Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today live at 5. Lots of activities going on this afternoon, including that Tasty Tuesday. Now, if you go out there, make sure that you are staying weather aware. You can do that with the stations of Wallingford Broadcasting. You can always tune into 100.7 The Coyote for the latest weather. Check it out on WBONTV.com as well. Have a wonderful night. Have a good day tomorrow. And, of course, we'll be right back here tomorrow with you. All news, weather, and sports live at 5.